Moved all of us here in Headshop on his next album, and he'll be back to talk with us in just a few moments. Meet Wayne Schotter and William Grossman. You're Wayne.
Wayne.
And you're Bill.
Right.
Welcome to Headshop. What have you brought for us by way of film? What did you do for us?
We brought the CO.
The conscientious objector.
Right.
And do you care to say anything about conscientious objection prior to us seeing the movie?
Primarily that what we tried to reenact in the film was not necessarily a CO's philosophical point of view. When a person goes into a war situation, they're confronted with a life-death situation. And what we tried to do is dramatically reconstruct it without using the old cliches with army guns and rifle ranges and things like that. And the best thing to do is watch it. Right?
Just because Headshop is sometimes watched by 4 and 5 and 6 and 7-year-olds, what is a conscientious objector, just for those who don't know yet?
A person who refuses to fight or to kill being against his conscience.
Coming up on your television screens right now.
Corporal? Yes, sir. Are you enjoying that, Corporal? No, sir. Well, then shut the man up. You heard the Major. Come in, Captain. You're late.
Captain Clark reporting, sir. Staff has appointed me as Chief Consulting Psychiatrist on this project. Is this our first subject here?
Excellent. Now, there's a lot riding on this for both of us, Captain. I don't want any screw-ups.
Neither do I. Let's see. Ordered to report for induction and refused. Arrested by the FBI, found guilty of draft evasion by a federal court. Sentenced to 3 years, released our custody to determine disposition of his person. Claims that moral beliefs prevent him from bearing arms or taking lives. Refuses to support troops in non-combatant duty. You're really very typical, you know that?
I'm here today because you're the typical one, Captain, not me.
Punk, always a smart answer.
Yeah.
Wisen up a little.
Yes, sir.
I want you to report at the earliest possible date and remember that staff is watching.
Yes, sir. As soon as possible.
Well, what are you waiting for, Corporal? Cut the clown loose. Yes, sir. Belongs to the captain now.
Well, you've been afforded a unique opportunity, one that I'm sure your hippie friends would envy.
Big deal.
You're going to be the guinea pig that just might be the salvation for all your commie friends. If we're correct and you react to this little experiment the way we think you will, the Army will have a new tool with which to deal with your new left buddies.
I know, and life will be a whole new experience.
We're going to show you that you are your own worst enemy. Not the Army or the establishment or anybody else you want to play martyr to. It's you. You're the one who's really got to change. Richard H. Folsom, you are experiment number 1, Draft Evaders Rehabilitation Program. We're going to rehabilitate you.
You're gonna what?
Rehabilitate you. You see, staff feels that there's a chance that you COs are not, in fact, criminals, just mentally unstable, unable to make valid decisions.
If you think wanting an end to war is sick, then I don't want to be what you call well.
Well, we've put together some pretty strong medicine for you. I hope you're man enough to take it.
Medicine? Look, if taking life, human or otherwise, over a stupid thing like land is what you gauge manliness by, then I guess I'm not a man. Or for that matter, neither was Jesus Christ or Gandhi or 1,000 other great men. It's absurd to think that one must display his manliness in acts of violence. Tell me this, Captain. How does staff equate human lives with rubber plantations and copper mines?
Oh, look, son, you've got this war and what it's all about all wrong.
Do I?
There are forces out there Yes, right outside the fence around this base that mean to enslave us.
Oh, come on.
They mean to build a world organization of suppression and deceit and godlessness right over the bodies of our friends and loved ones.
You know, for a shrink, you really sound paranoid.
Just realistic. To protect ourselves, we must fight to the death if necessary. Any man not willing to fight for his country is either a coward or unbalanced, and we mean to find out just which you and your kind really are.
Is it necessary to label us one or the other?
Oh, come on now, son. You know, many fine men have found the guts to kill. Some have even grown to like it if the stakes were right.
My God, Captain, do you realize what you're saying?
I know perfectly well what I'm saying. I've spent my life studying what can make a man kill. Now you think over what I've said.
I spent 4 years thinking, Captain. Thinking and watching.
And you've never felt obliged to protect your country, the country that's given you so much? To protect ourselves, we must be willing to fight, not only to protect our liberty, but to preserve our very lives.
Oh, wow. I don't believe you. There's something you've forgotten to consider, Captain. The young people of this country, and of the world for that matter, have grown up never knowing when all hell might break loose. We didn't have a lifetime to grow old in. We grew a little bit older with every new crisis. We saw what was going on, and your generation failed to have the right answers.
Well, I suppose that's what you call heavy. You make pretty speeches, son, but you're not as heavy as you think you are.
Captain, all the young people want is a little honesty. All we want to hear is you admit that you know your answers aren't the right answers. Honesty is the only way things will ever be made right. We're not going to play your stupid homicidal games anymore. You can beat us, shoot us down, lock us up, or anything else your perverse minds come up with. But we're not going to play. We've had it.
Perhaps there's something that you have failed to face up to. There are many men in this world that won't listen to reason or peaceful solutions. The only alternative is to kill them as you'd kill a mad dog.
Yeah.
What would you do if you were locked in a room with a man who was out to kill you? Wouldn't you try to protect yourself?
I don't know. How can you say? Sure, I could talk to the man. I could reason with him. I could make him understand that I couldn't kill him. That we both would win by living. If it was meant for me to live, then I'd live.
Come down.
I think I'd find a solution. One that would let us both go on living. Because killing is wrong.
Oh, come down to earth, boy. We're not talking about Sunday school or some mythical phantom in the sky. We're talking about life, reality. Kill or be killed. Wake up to reality.
Whose reality? Yours or mine?
Oh, I can see that simple logic isn't going to prepare you for this little experiment.
What do you mean? What is this experiment?
You need an object lesson. That strong medicine that I was talking about.
What the hell are you talking about?
In the next room there's a man who has committed murder. He was sentenced to death for it. He's a young fellow, about your age, but his ideas are quite a bit different, as you can imagine. Now, he has been told that if he can succeed in killing you, he will not be executed. If he fails, he'll be no deader than the gas chamber would make him. Your duty is to live and be a good soldier or die a coward at the hands of a known killer.
You're crazy.
What do you think of your reality now?
I don't believe you.
If you want to go on living, you believe me. Well, go on, take it. It won't hurt you just to hold it in your hand. I said, take it, you stupid fool. It's all loaded and ready to fire. All you got to do is pull the trigger. At this range, you can't miss.
This is insane. You can't do something like this. The law won't
You
allow.
are holding the law in your hand. Okay, send them in. He's all yours now.
Unfortunately, we only have like 30 seconds to talk to Wayne Shotter and William Grossman about the film, and lots of questions do come to mind. Well, who wrote it?
Both of us.
You did. Just briefly, are either of you, I mean, you played the Colonel. Does any of that dialogue represent where your state of mind is, or it does not?
The film was originally produced simply because we wanted to see if we could work together. Since then, we've gone on to be doing commercial, productions, but at the time, we had $500 and didn't know where to spend it, so we spent it there.
Could either of you conceive of killing anyone under any conditions ever for any purpose, including self-defense?
No.
Never. You?
I could.
You could under self-defense?
Yes.
So in other words, if you were being attacked, you would kill?
On a street, but I would never allow myself to be put into a battlefield situation.
You would not?
No.
And of course, as for you on Headshop, the choice is yours to do whatever you please, I guess. We'll return after this commercial message, and I thank you both for the film.
Thank you.